It is easy to talk about giving everything to God. It's another to actually do it. For Barb Debsky at Trinity Lutheran in Bedford, Pennsylvania, giving her drug-addicted son over to God was the most difficult decision of her life.
Trinity's great. It's more than just church. It's home. Our pastor is very traditional in our services. I love that. You know, there's a aspect of stewardship involved in what's happened to me with my son who's in recovery from addiction. He started using very young, and so it was a very long and painful process for a lot of years that I tried to fix. And I guess on some level thinking that if somehow I caused it, then it's my responsibility to fix it. I knew if he kept on that path, I was going to lose him. And I was not only going to live with the grief of his death, I was going to live with the grief of my guilt. And somewhere along the way, when I was at the very bottom and didn't know what to do anymore, I realized that I had to let this go, that it didn't belong to me, that he didn't belong to me. He's not my child. I may have carried him, but when it came to this, to his addiction, I had to let go of his hand and give it to God. I had to remind myself that everything God gives us is his, and we are not owners of it. We are managers of it. And I do not own my children. And all I can do is give them my love and my support and encourage them in their faith. I even had to picture him as a baby to do it. That was the weird thing. When I first started doing it, in my head what I pictured was this child in his early 20s and saying, here he is. And then I realized that was easy to do. But if I pictured him as the little blonde 4-year-old, vulnerable, frightened, and that's the hand that I gave to God, then I was truly turning him over because I was giving him my baby. My son Drew, he's a year clean now. He has his struggles, so every day I'm grateful. Today, just like he deals with his recovery day to day, I deal with my gratitude every day that he's in that process. My little granddaughter, Jaden, is 3, and last summer I took her to Pittsburgh to see him for the day while he's in his 3-quarter house program, and we went to a park. And Jaden climbed up on a sliding board, and when she got up there, she realized it was high, and she looked down and she saw Drew at the bottom, and she said, "Daddy, will you catch me?" And he said, "Yes, Jaden, I'll catch you." And so he moved to the bottom of the slide, got into the position, and she sat up there a little longer and looked at him again and said, "Daddy, will you catch me?" She asked him a second time, and he said, "Yes, Jaden, I will catch you." And he leaned forward a little further. And she went down the sliding board, and he scooped her up and lifted her in the air, and she laughed and threw her arms around his neck. And I just started crying because I thought, now he can catch her. I believe in him. I believe he will. And I believe he'll be there to catch Jaden for a long time.